There he is. Good to see you, buddy. How are you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good,
Dude,
man.
good, good. How are you?
Yeah, really good. I was kind of getting things ready, and I'm like thinking, like, how long have we known each other, man? It's got to be a good 15 years, hey?
Yeah, definitely. Since I don't even remember actually, but yeah, since like
I mean, I'm into my 8th year podcasting, and then of course
some,
you knew me well into CFOX years. So it's got to be
yeah,
15, man. It's got to be 15 years. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
def,
So
yeah.
how's your world? Have you and the family managed to evade COVID? It's kind of like a giant game of dodgeball at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, we've done well at that. You know,
Yeah.
luck, I guess, so far.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
man, because we managed to grab it over the Christmas break. Hey,
oh wow, how was
again,
that?
it wasn't that bad, honestly. I mean, my wife was pretty bad. She was probably in bed for about 60 hours,
Wow,
delirious in conversation, hot sweats, cold chills, that kind of thing, right? But
wow,
for me, it just kind of felt like teenage growing pains, man. Like I was so sore to the point I couldn't sleep on my side. I had to sleep on my back,
wow,
only for
that's
a few
crazy.
days. Like I've been more sick from just a common cold or like the flu. So we kind of
Oh,
breezed through it. Our kids were like, fever for like one day. And the next day they're fine.
yeah, kids got it good.
Oh yeah,
Um,
my kids, yeah.
I remember when I had swine flu in, I don't remember the year, but when it was running rampant in like LA and stuff, I had it when I was down there, and it was, a similar kind of similar kind of sickness where you just, Sarah couldn't even touch my arms or my back or anything because I was so sore.
Right. And how's it been working like during the pandemic, like creating music, recording? Of course, now you're starting to play some shows and stuff. It's not a major, there's probably been some changes, hey?
A little bit, not too much though, not as much as you'd think. Like for me anyway, I guess the timing is just I've been lucky with that so far. So it's been just moving forward, same as I would have, if COVID wasn't around. Um, because I haven't been playing live much. I've just been recording and putting out content. So it hasn't really affected that too much.
Right.
But it's starting to now because we're starting to book shows for next year and all these rollovers and cancellations and things like that are kind of getting in the way a little bit. So
Yeah. And I'm starting to see some very exciting things out of the Kyle McKearney camp, man. So
yeah, it's
tell us
cool.
about the Alberta Country Music Awards. You're up for nomination, in my opinion, certainly one of the key categories.
Yeah, thanks. It's Roots Artist of the Year. So that's a really cool honor to be nominated, just to be recognized and kind of, accepted into the Alberta club, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
It feels really cool. It's new still, and it's kind of I haven't been around that long doing this, so it feels really good to be accepted, you know.
Yeah, totally. And like you say, it's kind of fairly new for you. I followed your career, I think, almost from the start, and
Yeah.
I've seen you command each genre that you've done, from rock to pop, now to Americana, which I think we talked last time. I'd said, this kind of feels like it's your wheelhouse, dude.
Yeah, it definitely does. I like it a lot. It's just where I come from,
Yeah.
my played and they were all about the bluegrass and country, and I just grew up running around listening to that all the time and playing it with them and with my dad. So yeah, it's definitely in the genes, in the blood for sure.
Yeah, we talked about that last time. Maybe for the people that didn't hear it the last time, but maybe share some of the music that was in your house, like as a kid. What are you growing up around?
Yeah, they loved Johnny Cash. So there was a lot of Johnny Cash, and there was a lot of like Jim and Jesse. They're brothers who are a bluegrass duo, and the Osborne brothers, the old ones, not the new ones. The old ones were like
Yes.
a bluegrass you know, group as well.
Yeah.
And then a lot of, Waylon and George Jones and Merle Haggard, classic country, and and yeah, and those bluegrass bands and acts. Alison Krauss, I listened to a lot of that,
Oh, have you heard that new Alison
Yeah,
Krauss, Robert Plant record? It's good, man.
it's cool. I like, yeah, it's neat. It's neat
Yeah,
what they're doing.
yeah, it's
They're
very
just
cool.
themselves,
And,
you know.
and what was your first concert? I think I asked you last time. I can't remember though.
My first concert ever was Bryan Adams in Grand Prairie. I'm in Grand Prairie right now, actually.
Oh,
Uh, Bryan Adams in Grand Prairie. My cousin Jade took me to this concert. I was like 12, I think.
okay.
And yeah, it was great. It was amazing. And I was just like, you know, I want to do
Well,
that.
hell yeah. Did I ever tell you that I played Summer of '69 with Bryan Adams at the Prince George Multiplex?
Did you?
Yeah, man. So like
That's,
midpoint, maybe like 3/4 of the way through his show, he was like, "Hey, we like to get people up from the audience, play some instruments and sing along and blah blah blah. Anybody want to play?" And I'm literally, dude, I'm at the back of the multiplex, a huge arena, like 8,000, 10,000 people or whatever, right? And my girlfriend at the time, she, I was playing a lot of drums at the time, and she's like, elbowing, like, "Put your hand up." I'm like, "Oh, he's never gonna see me. Just put
yeah.
your hand up." "Ah, fine, whatever." Put my hand up. Tall guy in the back, spotlight right on me. So I, holy crap. Walk up, the drummer hands me his sticks. He's like, "Can you play?" I'm like, I'm a hack in comparison to you, but yeah, I'll get by. He goes, "It's Summer of '69. I'm like, "Oh, fuck that, I can do."
Yeah.
And dude, it was so like the first time I hit that kick,
Yeah.
and just in an arena, man,
Yeah.
it was amazing, man.
That was
Really,
special, but
yeah.
sure. That's a great story.
Yeah, oh, dude, yeah, that's the Coles Notes, but I mean, at the time, I was working at the rock station in Prince George, so we played a
Oh yeah.
ton of Bryan Adams, and like, people talked about that for months, man, probably years.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Hey, give us 3 albums that you would need if you're stuck on a deserted island.
3 albums, hey. Interesting. I'd probably take Zeppelin 4 for sure.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's one of the,
Interesting that you picked that because there's a lot of people that don't cite that as the best Zepp record. Like a lot of people go like 1 or 2. And I
yeah,
personally, I'm with you, man. 4 is like, how could you? It's rock and roll, Black Dog, Stairway to Heaven, Misty
yeah,
Mountain Hop. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. California. It's like I think it was, I don't know, just kind of the peak of the brilliance of that band. I
yeah.
love that record. And I'd probably take maybe Rubber Soul, the Beatles record.
Beatles. You know that my firstborn was James was born to Rubber Soul.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
that's
Specifically, only sleeping.
yeah, that's a
That's
good
what
song.
that's when he arrived in the world.
That's amazing.
I know, dude. I love that record because of that.
Yeah, I like that one. And then you said 3?
3 up.
Yeah, I'd take that one. And then I'd probably take like maybe a Sabbath record or hmm, I'd have to think about my third because I'd want a mix of like I'd want some I'd probably take the Chris Stapleton volumes 1 and 2 from a room.
Oh
Those are
yeah, okay. I thought you were gonna go all classics, but Chris Stapleton is a great choice, man.
yeah, that would get me by for sure.
Yeah, you and him would be a great tour. You worked that out.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like, yeah, dude, anytime.
that would be cool.
That would be cool. All right, Kyle, let's get outside of music. Recording in the studio and everything you're known for. What have you and Sarah been binge watching lately?
Oh, we just did The Witcher. We did
Yeah, great series.
we love our shows. Like that's something that Sarah and I have always done together is kind of binge watch shows. And The Witcher was really good, kind of dark but really cool. Wheel of Time, Yellowstone.
Wheel of Time, never heard of it. Yellowstone's
Yeah,
great too.
yeah, Yellowstone's good. The Wheel of Time one is it's another fantasy one that's kind of it's it's the Robert Jordan books. So Robert Jordan
Okay.
wrote the Wheel of Time series, and it was a very big kind of a 10-book epic, and it's really cool, really imaginative, really brilliant stuff. But we love, yeah, Yellowstone, and then the spinoff 1883. We've been watching that. It's been really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you get into the superhero movies,
Yeah,
Batman and X-Men and all that.
we saw the new Spider-Man. Thought it was pretty cool. You
Pretty
know,
solid, right?
yeah, yeah,
Dude, I
very
saw it in
neat.
a theater. Have you ever been in a theater where like you're looking straight on and that's obviously the regular screen, but then on the sides, it also plays some
No,
shit on the sides? Like we saw it in a theater like that. And dude, it was so amazing, man. No pun intended. I've never seen a movie like that. Like it wasn't
that's
it wasn't always like that, but like say when it was like on rooftops and stuff, it would go from regular screen to boom. So suddenly you can see like the peripheral all around you as well, man. It was
scare me. Even the 3D glasses, I can't do the heights.
3D. Did you see it in 3D?
Yeah, it was cool. It was scary though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which superpower would you want to have?
Oh wow, that's a tough one. I think, hmm, like controlling things with my mind would be pretty sweet.
Like a Professor X from X-Men?
Yeah, or invisibility would be cool. You
Yeah,
know,
that
could
would be. You
do
could
some.
you could do some devious shit with invisibility.
I went good deeds. You went devious.
Yes, exactly. Well, I guess it shows our minds, right? Hey, what's the worst job you've ever had? I mean, all I've known you as a musician, but what's the worst job you've ever had?
um, Probably roofing. Like I was a bucket guy on a hot tar crew.
Oh yeah,
I would fill up, buckets with hot tar and pack them to the squeegee guys, and and we would do rooftops on complexes. So we'd be really high up and taking rickety elevators up the side of the building and
just blazing heat
hot
and
tar. Yeah,
yeah,
packing.
yeah.
Yeah, I have scars on my arms from the burns, and
Oh god,
yeah, hardcore. Yeah,
yeah. What
find it
what
though.
what are
But
you into for sports, dude? Like, are you a big fan of the Flames, the
not huge.
Oilers?
I've always liked the Oilers. Don't tell anyone that.
Yeah, I
But
know. I'll edit that out.
yeah, I like to be supportive of of our teams and of our city. So we go to Flames games sometimes.
Yeah.
And I just Saddle Dome. I like seeing concerts in there. I have Chris Stapleton tickets actually when he comes in May.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah, but not a huge like, I can't name the players anymore. I used to be able to.
Oh,
I
I'm same way, man. And that's unfortunate for me. Like that's the way I used to be, but now my kids are like that. And they're
yeah,
like
right.
showing me pictures, like, who's this again? I can't. I'm like, oh, if you showed me like 90s players, I could tell you, but today,
Totally.
like,
Yeah.
don't
I
have the
was
brain capacity for it now.
big Vancouver fan, like a Canucks fan, when Bure and Linden and the Sedins were on the team, and
Yeah.
they were New York for the cup, and that was a cool era of hockey. I really liked that.
Yeah. You a gambler? You're a bet on sports?
I No, I've never bet on sports. No, never on sports. But I've been to the casino once or twice.
Yes. It feels like there's a story there, but we'll move on. Kyle, share a near death story with us.
Casino story, quick.
Oh,
One time
sure.
I was crushing it at the blackjack table, and there was these guys beside me, and we got to talking and hanging out, and then we ended up going back to their place for an after party after the casino, and he was telling me about this business that he had that he was doing there, and he was the guy who invented the knockout, it's called. And so basically it's a beer bong, and
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
and
know that.
beer bong with I think it has a bowl on the top of it as well. So you you fill up the bong with smoke, and then you inhale it, and you shotgun a beer with the smoke still in your lungs or something like that. I mean, we didn't try it or anything,
No,
but we
no, not more
we
than
had,
7 times.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. And he mailed me one, so
No,
really
that's
cool.
cool. Yeah, I
Yeah, it
had
was fun.
when I went to Vegas for my stag, and
Nice.
started a tradition amongst all the boys of wearing a skin tight red Mountie outfit, sash or whatever it's called. You got the hat and the gum boots and all that, right? Look like a straight up Canadian Mountie, right? And dude, it was, I mean, that alone was just crazy. But I got, like you, I got into a streak of playing on a blackjack table with people that actually understood the rules, and like, you're hitting on the right ones, you're not hitting on the right ones, you're doubling down, you're splitting and shit, right? And I mean, I got to the point, I was so fucking drunk too, but I got to the point where I was betting like $100 a hand, and like, for me, I can't afford that, but I was like $100 if and it was like, if I had to double down, I did. Crazy, man. Vegas is like it's a scary city.
Easy to lose it all.
Oh yeah, man. Okay, so I hit you right before you shared that story. I hit you with a share a near death story, like a time in your life where you're like, holy crap, I could have died there.
Oh man, lots. I mean, well, just the other day we almost hit a moose on the highway. We were driving and had to slam on the brakes, and he was in front of us. He was big, and
they're huge, man.
This one was particularly large, and
like big as a car.
Yeah, and I have a big truck. Like, it's got a 4-inch lift, and it's a big truck to begin with, and yeah, this guy was like towering over my truck. It was intense, but yeah, we didn't hit him. We just got by, and it was scary. Yeah,
dude, those could be dicey moments, man. You don't want to be hitting a moose, especially at high speeds.
The strange thing about that was that hours before that we hit black ice and fishtailed really bad, going 110 on the highway, and so that was scary and kind of rare, that you hit black ice sometimes, but not that often. And then I've driven a lot in winter at nighttime in Canada, and
like touring and stuff.
Yeah, totally. And you'll see a moose, but we saw 4 moose on the side of the highway that night in different intervals. It was nuts. It was eerie,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be dicey moments.
Yeah.
This is a question that it's almost impossible for you to answer, but I want to see your goals. Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh man. Yeah, that is a tough one. I'd like to be where I'd like to plan to be is, just playing theaters and like rooms like the Commodore, across the country, and selling them out, people coming to see me, and maybe 3 albums deep by then.
Yep.
And constant build from here to there, hopefully.
Yeah, and you're constantly writing music, right? If I know you at all, I know this. Yeah.
And I've been writing with other people quite a bit here, and just for fun, and I'm working on another record, so that's kind of the plan right now.
Right on. So what's the rest of 2022 looking like for you then? You got it all mapped out?
Yeah, more or less. We're going out with this song, the Jason McCoy thing.
Yeah.
And then going in the studio, working on a record, and we'll start putting it out later in the summer.
That's cool. So how many, because you'd sent me that song you did with Jason, Temple of the Dog, Hunger Strike.
Yeah.
It was awesome. How
Thanks.
many songs did you work in studio with Jason on?
Just one. Yeah,
just the one. Okay.
Yeah. He flew in, I think on Friday, and just took him to his hotel room, and then Saturday morning we went in and did it all, and Sunday he flew home.
Oh, that's cool. I met Jason once when I was doing the afternoon show at the country station in Prince George.
Oh, that's cool.
In like the late 90s. Super nice guy, man.
Yeah, he's an awesome person.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, he's a star. He's a good guy.
He is, yeah, for sure. All right, Kyle, I'm going to wrap this up here. So which social media platform are you the most active? Like, where should I be sending my followers to check you out?
I think, well, I'm on all of them, but probably I do Instagram the most, but Facebook is probably my where my audience is for the
Mhm.
most part, you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
platform, my stuff.
Yeah. Awesome, Kyle. Well, thanks again for jumping on. It's good to see you. Happy New Year.
Yeah, man, you too, for sure.
And
Thanks for
yeah, of course, man. We'll push the shit out of this for you. And I guess we'll see you online.